Are you in the market for a new vehicle but unsure if an electric one will interest you? These are the pros and cons of owning an electric vehicle in 2022. But first, please like and subscribe to What's News, and then sit back and relax. The importance of electric vehicles in the automotive sector is rising. This is not a coincidence because they differ significantly from traditional internal combustion models in many important ways. This battery and electric motor-based technology is now a viable substitute for fossil fuels. The equation includes variables like the cost of fuel, advances in battery technology, or profitability. So let's examine what factors are crucial to consider while purchasing an electric vehicle. Why does the cost of the choice with no polluting emissions over the conventional one have to be greater? And of course, at what point is it worthwhile to pay the higher advance payment? Here are the main pros and cons of choosing a car without an exhaust pipe because you don't need one. What are the electric car's pros in the industry today? Fewer failures and greater electric motor efficiency. The fact that an electric car has a significantly fewer part count than a diesel or gasoline internal combustion engine is one of its key features. Similar to how electrical mechanics operate, their wear is significantly reduced as compared to that of conventional motors. On the other hand, a combustion engine loses a significant amount of efficiency since a large portion of the energy it produces is transformed to heat. The Volvo-focused Techvolution portal claims that a gasoline engine can be as efficient as 20 to 30% of the total energy produced. On the other hand, an electric motor can increase its efficiency by up to 90%, turning the remaining 10% into heat. An automobile with a thermal engine has a substantially higher maintenance cost. The cost of maintenance increases when many parts are missing, in addition to having an impact on repair costs. The changes are simpler to perform both at the official home and in specialized mechanical workshops, which results in fewer hours and a cheaper cost for the user. It is true that these vehicles typically use a specific tire compound on their tires to maximize gaining further autonomy. Despite this, the increased competition means it won't have a particularly big effect on price. Additionally, the savings made in the braking system serve to offset this potential increase in difference. Regenerative braking must be specifically mentioned to explain. When braking, an internal combustion vehicle loses a significant amount of kinetic energy that can't be recovered to power the electrical system. In a car powered by electric batteries, this is not the case. In this instance, the amount of force used to stop the vehicle directly affects the restoration of autonomy. This indicates that the traditional brake system does not always need to operate. Additionally, a lot of the competing products have drum brakes on part of the axles, although it uses outdated technology and is, in general, less expensive than modern disc models. The cost of replacement is also lower, and take caution, as the regenerative brake will handle a substantial portion of the braking motion. To not worry about the quality of braking. Acceleration and enjoyment of driving. Automobiles with completely electrical drivetrains are more dynamic than those using thermal engines. An electric motor has all the available torque the moment you press the accelerator, in contrast to a thermal engine, which must gradually build its revolutions. This is one of the key explanations why the Tesla Model S Plaid is regarded as the market's most nimble vehicle at the moment. At the same time, this characteristic encourages other urban mobility options to wager on the adoption of this technology. While bicycles and scooters have electrical systems that they can use as a driving aid or as a starting point, mopeds are gaining control of the first row of traffic signals. Their engine's features allow them to accelerate from 0 to 50 kilometers per hour in under 3 to 4 seconds. The joy of driving is yet another excellent feature of the electric vehicle. Internal combustion engines, primarily diesel engines, cause vibrations to enter the passenger area. You could be accustomed to it, but after you've used an electric option, you won't want to use a traditional one again. Any comparison of the ride comfort is impossible because, among other things, jerks vanish. What are the current cons of the electric vehicle? The market presently has insufficient infrastructure for charging. The fundamental issue that a country has is that a sizable portion of the populace lives in urban areas and apartment buildings. If you want to enjoy an electric automobile in this situation, it is best to have a parking place. It must also have access to a power outlet, which is crucial. Although installing a charging station in a public garage is becoming more and more common, the truth is that many people still do not understand the steps that must be taken in this regard. The truth is that there is now not a lot of coverage if, on the other hand, you plan to use the public infrastructure. The objective is to greatly increase the number of electric vehicle charging stations, although it is not always so easy. Users frequently follow a path to charge their batteries in a specific location, but when they get there, the post is inoperative. Can you picture traveling there on your own for just 5 or 10 kilometers? In these situations, the user will probably end up calling the crane since the battery has died as a result of the issue. Over the coming years, this is anticipated to be improved to avoid discovering infrastructure that is out of service or undergoing unannounced maintenance. Slightly constrained autonomy. The electric vehicle has always been perceived as a version with some autonomy restrictions, although there are alternatives for high-end electric cars that can travel more than 500 kilometers theoretically with each charge cycle. The average trend shows that the overall supply barely goes over 400 kilometers when driven. The challenge, then, is to become used to this particular penalty if you want to go great distances. Due to its supercharger charging network, Tesla is one of the leading businesses in this sector. When traveling hundreds of kilometers from their home, customers can feel secure thanks to this network of rapid charging stations. The internal combustion car's drawback won't become apparent until daily excursions over a medium to long distance are made in the vehicle. Other times, the characteristics of an electrical mechanic will be determined by the information in the previous block. Because of this, it is crucial to conduct a preliminary investigation into the intended usage of the vehicle that we intend to purchase. This is an important consideration because it will enable us to save extra money each month while the car is on our property. The price of new batteries in the event of failure. We previously emphasized the lower cost of maintenance and, more importantly, the lesser risk of experiencing a breakdown. However, the issue is how much a set of batteries would cost to restore. We would be talking about paying several thousand euros for repairs if we replace the component, which is the most expensive part of the car. Without a doubt, it is something to consider when purchasing an electric vehicle. One piece of advice to consider is to look at the manufacturer's guarantee terms. Additionally, having a potential extension of it might be quite beneficial in preventing any potential worries in the future. Even while battery technology is more effective than previously predicted, it is nevertheless important to keep in mind that an annual loss of autonomy due to degradation is typical and inevitable. It is important to confirm whether the guarantee has a maximum number of kilometers that can be traveled. Therefore, it is advised to periodically monitor autonomous cycles to make sure the vehicle is still getting the best possible mileage. For instance, it is a clear sign that there are major issues with the battery if it is unable to circulate 60% of what was accomplished at the time of acquisition. Depending on the conditions, batteries don't always function equally well. Similar to how an internal combustion car uses less fuel during starting and subsequent minutes after it has warmed up, battery packs also experience this. The difference is that with electric choices, the transformation occurs considerably more abruptly. Without a doubt, cold temperatures are where our technology falls short. However, over time, remedies have been developed, such as battery preheating. Warm or temperate conditions are considerably better for batteries. However, it should be emphasized that Norway, a nation that does not particularly stand out for having a climate associated with high temperatures, is the key market in which the electric car sector has evolved. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, the subscription button, and the notification bell. To get notified when new videos are uploaded from this channel, please share your thoughts about the pros and cons of owning an electric vehicle in 2022 in the comment section below. Thank you.